Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Bordertown Strange. I'm Pam. This is my co-host, Jess. And tonight we've got with us Enzo, which is a fan favorite. Yay.
Yeah.
And Mark will be joining us here shortly. So what we're doing tonight, we thought it'd be a great time to do a recap of the Bordertown ParaCon that just happened this Saturday. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. But before we get started, Jess, do you have any housekeeping?
Yep, just the usual. Of course, thank you to all of our new subscribers and followers. We appreciate you so much. If you're hanging out on the lives right now, take a quick second to like, share, hit the bell, thumbs up, and all that other fun jazz. We appreciate it so much. And if you're listening in right now on your favorite podcast provider, take a second and give us a ranking. Give us some stars. We would appreciate that. Also, we want to remind everybody, if you have a favorite topic or maybe even a personal story that you would like included on the show, we would love to hear it. Just go ahead and send those in to us at submissions@bordertownstrange.com. We would love to hear the topics, although we have about 1,001 to get through ourselves. But we promise if you give us one, we'll push it, closer to time here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's about all we have. We're so wrung out from ParaCon. We nearly didn't get this show together. In fact,
Yeah.
Enzo and Mark are here, or Mark will be here. Like 10 minutes ago, I think we invited them. So
you're being generous.
Shout out to them. Yeah, we got on. If you don't know how these go, like Pam and I get on about 20 to 30 minutes before we're due to come on and just kind of make sure all the kinks are worked out and stuff. And we were like, did you invite anybody to be on tonight? And
no, did you?
Oh, shit. I didn't even make the flyer for the show until this Monday. So that did not happen. So a huge round of applause to Enzo and soon Mark for
being a seasoned fill-in emergency guest host kind of person. I suspected I was at the ready. So
you are greatly appreciated, sir.
Yeah, we all have ParaCon brain, which we were
Lord.
discussing. It takes up so much of our brain leading up into it that after it's over with, our brains just kind of shut off for a little bit. Like you don't know quite what to do because you've been so involved with ParaCon and just the ins and outs of it that when it's finally over with, you're just like, durr.
Best word for it ever.
Yeah.
Just we've got the durs.
Yeah.
You do kind of turn into this like automaton. It's like, okay, what's next? Where does this go? Where does that go? What time is it? Oh my gosh, we only have a few minutes left till this. But to be completely open and honest and fair about it, this year I think went super smooth. It seemed like there was a lot less stress involved because we redesigned how all things went, and I'm proud of you too because it was a very great show.
Yay!
Both in I have some complaints about the audio on my video, but anyways,
we all do.
Yeah, but I think all in all, it went very, very well.
Yes,
and that was because of all the work these two put into it behind the scenes.
Thank you, and the board too. We had help this year.
I
will say I was much less stressed, and I was able to devote some more time to like just running the show that day, which was really, really nice.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
hello.
Mark.
Sorry I'm late.
No, don't apologize. We didn't invite you until 5 seconds ago.
Well, I both feel better and smell better, so
yay!
it's a win-win.
We appreciate that.
I know we've got smell-o-vision on this show. Let me tell you, the 110 heat index in the shop was brutal today.
Jeez, I don't know how you do it.
Well, at my age, very poorly, but I'm a tough American. We can do that.
How's it going out in the bay, Mark?
It's a little warm, but it'll be warmer tomorrow.
Oh,
that's good.
Nice.
Gatorade.
You know where the fire extinguisher is?
Yes.
Gonna have to
Oh my
keep one in your belt
gosh.
loop.
Well, there's one in every
Yeah, if-
aircraft. We're good.
Put yourself out.
If you're listening in and you're not from the area, we are currently residing in Satan's armpit.
Yes.
It's about it's like a little over 100 degrees, but the index is like 115 and the humidity is like 3,000.
Yeah.
So
It's only
yeah,
35.
It's like take your breath away hot.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
38 Celsius for our European friends. It's really hot.
It is really hot. We're getting some good comments going. Chris said, to be fair, the board wouldn't have been able to do anything if you two hadn't worked so hard. Thank you.
Aw,
Appreciate that. That was sweet.
thank
And
you.
Rick said it was very smooth. People jumping in when stuff didn't go as planned. I enjoyed the panel of just winging it. I've heard that from you. Were like the fourth
Yes.
person that has told me that, Rick. So
Oh, good.
yeah,
I thought all the panels went well this year.
they did.
They did, but we had numerous amount of people who were no shows or couldn't come in for various reasons. So we all got to play a quick game of what do we throw in here now?
And still, we managed to pull it off fairly smoothly. And I believe we might have had a record turnout.
We did. We did. I did the numbers. I got everything counted. We had 191.
That's
Ooh.
pretty good for Caney, Kansas.
Extremely
Nice.
good.
I
Extremely
feel
good.
like next year we'll probably hit 250.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that number. And I could be wrong, but it seemed like people were staying the entire day. And that was new
They
because
were.
it's usually a come and go, different people. And it seemed like this year that they were really hanging around for the entire day.
Everybody I talked to said that they had so much fun.
Yes.
And so,
Yeah.
Had
Chelsea's.
quite a few out of town visitors too that were new to the ParaCon this year, right?
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah. We
We
had
had
people
some
coming up
come-
from like Texas and stuff.
Yeah. San
we
Antonio.
had a fellow drove down from Ellsworth. He's met us 3 years in a row at UFO Day and decided this year he was going to come down and see us.
Hey,
There's like 2 or
Hey.
3 people from Hutchinson that were
Yeah.
on the sign-ins. Yeah. So it was really cool.
Yeah.
Very fun.
We did know,
Very
I
fun.
did get to hear a funny story. So apparently there's 2 guys on there that are from Oklahoma somewhere. They were literally just traveling through on their way to Kansas City and they saw all the cars parked at the rec center and wanted to know what it was. So they just came in to ask because they thought maybe it was a basketball game. They wanted to stop. And the ladies at the front desk were like, no, it's the ParaCon, and they showed them all about it. And apparently they came in for just a little bit and watched a little bit of a panel and then went on their way because they were on their trip. So
Well, that's pretty cool.
Well, and the air
Become
conditioning, I mean,
roadside
it was
attraction.
nice.
yeah.
I think part of the reason why people stayed all day is we moved it to August, of course,
Yes.
because we had some conflicts, scheduling conflicts. And, it's hot. And the
Yes.
air conditioner worked real good. There was no reason to go anywhere else. We had food.
Yeah.
We had drinks. We had fun things to do and fun people to talk to. Why would you go anywhere?
It was a great day. There was
Yeah.
interesting conversation the entire time. And yeah, Tony, the numbers are awesome. And that's a question I know we'll ask you later, Tony, for sure, but we're hoping that the taco truck did good too. It looked like they did because
I saw lots of tacos coming in and they smelled
Yes.
there
really
were quite a
good.
few people eating. Yeah.
they were really good. Yeah. Really good food. So
I'm sure they were a lot better than the hot dogs I made.
I don't know. People were really liking your hot dogs too.
We
So
didn't have very many of them left.
yeah, I was
Enjoy
gonna
hot
say
No, there was none of the Polish sausages were left.
really, that's great.
They were gone early.
Real. And we sold out of programs this year too.
We did.
Usually we
that's
have
a
a few
first.
left, but yeah, that was a first.
I think it's because we moved them away from the front desk and moved them to other areas where people were buying stuff at. It was really easy to add a $1 program on to like a raffle ticket sales and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Tony said the truck did great. It just died out when the sun hit the west side of the truck. Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Ooh.
Where the tables and everything were too.
Yeah, that was probably really uncomfortable. That's the only bad thing about having a food truck out there is it's hot
Yeah.
in August.
And Rick said I was outside. I had people come up and ask what was going on. So we told them and they parked and went in for a little while. Cool.
Nice.
Awesome.
That is great.
Very nice.
Okay, before we get much further, I do want to get our what the weird word in because we haven't done that yet. So
let's do it.
Pull that up.
I didn't miss much.
No, we had just gotten started when you got here.
Yay.
Right? You did great getting here, man. Both of you did. So it was my turn this week to come up with the what the weird word. And so the one that I chose was eldritch. And an eldritch is a thing that is strangely eerie, uncanny, or supernaturally unsettling. The kind of weirdness that feels like it comes from somewhere just beyond the edges of the ordinary world. The word often describes phenomena, places, or beings that evoke a sense of ancient mystery or otherworldly dread. It carries the flavor of folklore, cosmic horror, and the inexplicable. Something not just spooky, but fundamentally strange in a way that defies normal explanation. So think things like a sound in the woods that doesn't match any known creature, or a shadow that moves in the ways that shadows shouldn't, or a feeling that something is watching from a place that you just can't figure out where they're watching you from. So that
Giant
is
flying
eldritch.
spaghetti monsters.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That
Eldritch
is
sounds
Easter
like
egg.
Ooh.
Eldritch sounds like a small town that might be near where you guys are. Down in
Right?
Canada, honestly.
Yeah, it actually, we've got a couple of them that are pretty close.
Yep.
Small
I was gonna
town,
say-
but a really big graveyard for some reason.
Yeah. I have a few of those around here.
The Eldritch is a Easter egg from the Melissa McCarthy version of Ghostbusters. If any of you have ever seen it, the haunted house at the beginning, that's the museum that people could walk through, and it was all haunted. It was called the Eldritch. Dan
Very
Aykroyd
cool.
loves shoving that stuff into those movies.
I
If
did
you
not
are
know.
a paranormal fan at all, go back and rewatch all of the Ghostbusters movies, all the way up to the newest ones, and just really pay attention to the place names, titles of books and stuff that you see in there. It's all Easter eggs.
Yay.
As I recall, his parents were investigators, right? Paranormal investigators.
His
Or something
family
like
is
that?
like deep in like the old spiritualism, seance-y, like his family goes way back through all of that. Real deep ties to it.
Back the early 1900 whole seance kick that went on for a while.
Yes.
Yeah, the spiritualism. Yeah.
I always would love to have been like the secret camera in the room for like when Houdini was busting up fake seance stuff. Just seeing it like flipping the lights. I was like, "What's wrong with you people? You're faking all of this."
That would have been fun, actually.
It would have been. Very cool. So that's our what the weird word. And where do we want to get started?
Well, if you want to, I pulled the schedule for the day. We could just kind of go through it.
Oh, yeah.
What all
There
happened.
you go.
I may. No, I don't. Well, I didn't put it in the slideshow, but yeah, let's just walk through it if you want.
Yeah. So we got the day kicked off. Our donut lady could not make it in, so we donuted ourselves. We hauled in donuts and coffee and
Thank you,
did
Sean.
our thing.
Fine imported donuts.
Yes,
They were
Imported
delicious.
from the South.
they were from the fine country of Oklahoma.
Yeah. And I started off with a heart attack because Coleman Ashley, who was the moderator for our very first thing right off the bat, our first panel, decided to show up like 5 minutes until it was before his panel.
Yeah.
And I almost had a heart attack, and I was chasing poor Scotty around going, "You're in if he's not here. So you just better be ready." And he
Scotty
was
was not
like, "I
having
know
it
he's
either.
here." He was like, they keep telling me he's out in the parking lot, and I was like, "Well, you better get your fuzzy butt out there and go haul
He's
his
like,
butt
I will
in here.
manifest you.
It's almost time." Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that he was that
Yeah.
late.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a
So
wizard, and he's precisely on time. He arrives when he exactly when he intends to.
he did apologize. So
Yeah.
he was like, "I'm so sorry."
I mean,
Um,
honestly,
he did try
5
to.
minutes, that's about what I had for tonight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think
exactly,
that's
yeah.
plenty of time.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, I
if you're
heard my
did try to
phone chirp,
wiggle.
and I was already getting into the shower. I was like, I bet that's what that is.
It went really well. He tried to wiggle out of it a little bit. He was like, "So what I have is probably going to be about an hour. Is that okay if I end out early?" And I was like, "No, it's not. You'll go the hour and a half, sir.
You'll
Thank
ask
you."
questions. Take questions.
It's okay. He's never moderated before, and I think he was pleasantly surprised how the conversation goes along, and he didn't get through. He had like 50 questions, and he thought it was going to take an hour. He didn't even get through half
Moderating
of
is
the
actually
questions.
very, very difficult to do because you never know what the experience level is of the panel itself. So if you ask something too technical and you're just met with total silence after you ask the question, you're like, okay, let's dumb this down a little.
I think all the panels went really well this year.
It did.
I was really happy
So-
with him.
Yeah. He did cryptids and high strangeness, coincidence or connection. And I thought it was a really good topic because even if you're not like a cryptid Bigfoot, aficionado, you have an opinion on it.
And that's why I like having different people on. I like having UFO people and ghost people on the cryptid panel, and ghost people and UFO people on the, just
Yeah.
shake it up. Everybody has a different opinion, and it's always good to get a fresh, opinion on things.
Yeah. And I will like the Muck crew minus Pam was on every panel.
Yeah.
I think they just like their
No.
credits called out. So
There was
Yeah.
during the UFO panel, for whatever reason, my microphone was way lower than theirs. So I'd start out, they'd ask a question, and I would start to answer it. I'd be like 3 or 4 words in, and then Shaw or Adrian or something goes, rah, 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 rah. It's like, all right, I'm just going to put this down. I obviously don't need this microphone. It happened like 3 or 4 times. It's like,
Darn
I
it.
was like low grade angry.
it may
down
not
at the
even
end.
been the microphone. They are loud on their own. They probably
Yeah,
outdid
they're
the
pretty loud.
microphone. You just didn't
They-
have a
yeah.
chance.
Just drive by and you'll hear them.
Yeah, it's still echoing throughout the valleys between here and there.
Yeah. So after that panel, and I thought it went really, really well, we were supposed to have Mysteries and Legends of Missouri with Dark Ozarks. However, we 5 minutes till found out that they were not coming. But luckily, we had heard the evening before that another presentation that was due to happen in the evening was not, that lady couldn't come. So we had put Christy Campbell, our little psychic medium,
Yes.
our in-house psychic medium, I guess we could say. We had planned for her to come in and fill that spot in the evening. And then I did some rearranging and some pleading and some praying and shoved her into that slot. And it actually turned out to be perfect. She actually did, what was it, with readings for pets? I think that's what she did.
She read pets for people. And it was really good. It was really good. I think there was only one person that she didn't hit. The rest of them, they were like, she was spot on with them.
Yeah.
So, it's pretty
After her
She got a lot
segment
of
was
business
over,
that day.
yeah, she did. After that segment was over, and people kind of filed out and were walking around out in the main lobby area. There was just this titter amongst everybody chatting about, oh wow, she talked about I lost cat or dog or whatever it is, and all that stuff. So there was a lot of chatter after that. She got a lot of she opened a lot of minds, I think.
that's cool.
Yeah. And as far as I know, from here on out, we're always going to give her like a little 30-minute or 50-minute spot during the day. She loves doing it so much. We didn't want to take advantage and ask her to do it year after year, but we found out this year that's something that she actually wanted to do. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Which is really
that'll be
cool.
part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is really
Especially
cool.
since
Really fun.
mediums that do live floor readings like that are not cheap.
No,
Mm.
nowhere
And I know that
you
we
go.
couldn't afford to have one, for,
There's no
to
way.
go and pay to have one. So
But she just
yeah,
loves people.
Yeah,
she does. She's
That's
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
She shoved a rock in my hand during the middle of the day because I was stressed out trying to figure out who to shove into that next slot, and she was like, "Come here," and just shoved a rock in my hand, and she was like, "Breathe."
Was it a tiny diamond by the end of the day?
She is the sweetest person I
She
think
is.
I've
She
ever met.
is.
Well, I mean, between her and Pam, it's pretty close.
Oh,
Me.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
to me, you are. I mean, they're-
Okay. Well, thank you.
so
I appreciate
after
that.
Christy Campbell got done, we broke for lunch. And actually, for the first time ever, the room stayed kind of busy. Usually everyone just kind of, heads out of there, and then the vendors, kind of wander off and go get something to eat, and it's just quiet in that room for a while. But that didn't happen this year.
no, it
Most
really
of the
didn't.
authors got stuck there. I was making sure the authors went and ate after we got back from lunch because they hadn't had an opportunity yet. They were still stuck in there signing books. And I know Jason Walker said he had a really great day. He sold a lot of books.
I think Marsh did too.
Marsh had a really good day. In fact,
Yeah.
I've got a book I need Pam to sign.
Oh, yay. Cool.
Our own Pam Ernest has a excerpt in a anthology, so
I do.
Yes. She's all published and shit.
yeah. She's famous.
Oh, Tony
Ooh.
says she won one of Jason's books.
Oh,
Yay.
his books are cool.
Yeah.
I picked one up last year.
Yeah, he threw a book in for the raffles. We get quite a few of the vendors and stuff that will just offer up whatever they have to go into the raffles, and we appreciate it so much because, man,
It's huge. Yeah.
our bread and butter is those raffles.
Yeah.
The money that it pulls in is really where it's at.
That pays for almost the whole ParaCon,
Yeah.
except what comes out of our pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think lunch went really well. The food truck was hopping. People were buying concessions and snacks, and the vendors were doing great. And then at 1:00 we came back, and so far, this is the one that I've heard about the most, Enzo. Everyone loved the history of UFO photography.
They did.
They were really excited about it. In fact, I wasn't on it. I was in the live chats last night on the Reynolds, the Cold Spotters. I can't remember the name of their podcast, but they were talking about the con and how much they enjoyed your presentation.
Wow.
And everybody I've heard from said that they'd wished it'd been, like an extra half hour longer.
Oh,
so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It
was
very
kind of
popular.
rushing through it because
Yeah.
there were certain parts of it that I trimmed down from last year. Because of course, if anyone doesn't remember, last year I got about to the half. Actually, I got to the most important part where I talked about individual settings for your cell phone and how to set them that way. When the ceiling caved in.
Yeah, I was sitting under that, and while you were talking, when you got to that part, I'm looking up over my shoulder. Like,
yeah,
I'm so glad.
They spared no expense in the repairs.
Right.
So they repaired the ceiling, as you can see there, with
only
the finest of flashing tape.
To be fair, the venue looked amazing this year.
It
They
did.
painted the whole place.
Yeah.
They really upgraded the whole it just
There we go.
yeah, it looked good.
Yeah.
Very polished looking.
You see my head?
Very, very nice inside there.
They had to paint because the side where the ceiling fell in at it looked like a giant had puked down the wall. Because it stained it from all of the insulation and all that stained that wall. It looked like somebody barfed down the side of it. So they had to. But yeah, I introduced Enzo and got him started, and I walked around over there, and all of those guys were sitting over there right underneath that. And I was like, "You really want to be sitting here during Enzo's presentation?"
Well, I'm thinking, lightning never strikes the same place twice.
No. it'll, it'll hit somewhere else in the building.
That's right.
But, no, it went fantastic. My timing was, I feel pretty good because I was kind of sluggish the first few slides because it's a lot of reading, describing some of the picture, the historical pictures I was showing. I always stink at that part because I always lose my place. I always stutter and stammer a little bit. Then I got to the part that I actually knew and built myself, so I could kind of freewheel on that a little bit. I don't have as many notes because it's all up here. And so once I got to that part, things went, I feel, went a lot smoother. And there were a couple questions during that.
You did a good job.
Those. And then I was genuinely surprised at how many people were in the audience. It was as full as it was the rest of the day. That was the thing, is every panel, you always had a lot of people there. Actually, the picture I showed a second ago was actually a little thin because that was like later in the afternoon.
I forgot I had this one.
Yeah.
Yay.
Not a flattering photo of me, but that's fine.
I'm sorry.
I'm the colorful looking bovine in the back, not the one in the front.
Whatever. Hardly.
Whatever.
But
yeah,
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was like the size of the group when you were talking too. So yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, that was like a low tide too. So
yeah.
Yep.
It wasn't the busiest.
You would get people that would float in and out even during the presentation because, people got to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. And, I feel anyone that was there last year, you can sort of see the spot in the ceiling there, upper left-hand corner where it came down before. People that were there last year were braced to run, I feel, in case something else happened. But it was still a lot of fun. I actually kind of lost track of the time and was on my last slide and was getting ready for questions. And that's when I looked up and saw Jess walking up, where she usually walks up towards the end of it, where, to kind of signal, hey, you've only got a few minutes left or whatever. It's like, oh, well, I'm done anyways. So I did this well.
Yay.
What was funny
answered a few more questions, and I actually answered questions afterwards with people about it. So it was a nice job, I feel, on myself. I'll pat myself on the back as doing okay.
Yeah. So far,
great.
your presentation is the one that I've heard the most about.
Yes.
So they were really excited for it. And I think it's one of my things I have written down. We're going to get ready for our last ParaCon meeting coming up here in another week, I think it is.
It's Saturday.
So you'd think that we'd be
I'm gonna
done when
have to try to
ParaCon
take
is
off
over
early.
with. But we're not. We always do one more meeting, and that's where, while it's fresh on our brains, we discuss everything that worked, everything that didn't, any ideas that we had. Sometimes people bring us ideas. So,
yes.
But I think one of the things we're going to discuss is shortening the panels just a little bit to give the presentations a little bit more time, so they have just a little bit more. We've always used the panels as a buffer anyway. If somebody went overtime on the presentation or we get a little off kilter on our times, we just use the panel as a buffer. Yeah. But I think we're going to rearrange our times just a little bit. I think that would be good.
We could. I think it would work.
We did the times a little bit different this year, and I think it worked out pretty well. I mean, it wasn't a huge change.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to point out too is I know that some of the people that were from not in the country that were really wanting to listen to Enzo's presentation specifically, the audio sucked again this year. We will get it figured out.
I have a plan for that.
Yes, and we've talked to Mike, so we're going to get with Mike too. I think we've all got something pretty good going on.
Do like a
what I was
direct
thinking
feed.
We could maybe do is maybe either pre-record or just do it live and have you do your presentation on Bordertown Strange sometime, and that way they can hear it, because I feel bad because they've tried to hear it twice now.
Yeah, I couldn't hear the last few streams.
Yeah, and we'll talk about one of those streams.
I've gotten some complaints about that too, but we can. I can pre-record something and send it to you, and we can go from there. I can sort of take my time a little bit maybe and flesh out a few things, but I wasn't sure what the timing was going to be, because I'd only gotten halfway through it the first time, So, but I was thinking I was going to have like maybe a few extra minutes at the end besides questions, and I had asked Chris Bartell, who was also there, who is a professional photographer, if he wanted to add anything. If we had beforehand, I was like, hey, if we got a few minutes at the end, I might ask you to, maybe throw in a nickel's worth of info or whatever. But as it turns out, kind of didn't need to. And I did talk to him after. He's like, dude, I watched your presentation. It was great. Everything you said was perfect. I was like, oh my God, the professional photographer liked what I said. So that's a load off of my mind that I wasn't shooting from the hip from some of that stuff.
What cracked me up too is when you were like, hey, do you mind saying a few words about the video like you did last year? And I was like, I talked last year. Y'all. I had just out of the hospital the day before, so we were still highly medicated.
She was very medicated last year. There was no doubt about
it kind of last year. It kind of stretched out maybe 2 extra minutes, probably longer than it needed to be, but it was fine. This year it was perfect.
I didn't
Basic
ramble quite
facts.
as much.
Here's the thing. Here's the story. Here's what happened. Here's what we investigated, and here's what we found. And back to you. It's like perfect.
So crazy.
So I ended up, I would have given Enzo 5 minutes more, but unfortunately, or fortunately for us, we had our very first workshop getting ready to open, and I had to get on that mic and be like, hey, if you signed up for the dowsing workshop, you better get to the green room like right now. Did you want to talk about that a little bit, Pam?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get the right slide up here and I can kind of share about that a little bit. Here it is. Okay, so this year we decided it would be cool to teach a dowsing workshop. It's something that we've taught during our paranormal club and everybody loved it. So we thought maybe it would be something that would be well received. And it was. We had a decent amount of people in the class. Stacy helped me teach it. And we had a lot of fun. There were people there that were like, we have always wanted to try it, have never been in a place where we could do it and didn't know how to do it. And it worked out great. Everybody did fantastic. And I see Tony saying her granddaughter Marie had a great time. That's so cool. I'm so glad. But we basically hid paper clips we had like big blue paper clips and hid them under books that Stacy would put out and had them walk over and try to determine if, they were hitting on it or not. Worked out great. They did so good, y'all. And it was a 101 class. So we kind of covered the background of what we know about dowsing and when it started and all the different ways that it's used even today, utility companies, employ dowsers. And I know
police departments use dowsers.
Yeah. Yeah. We, when Caney was getting new gas lines put in a couple of years ago, there were water lines that kept getting hit. And it's because somebody had lost the original documents, the original maps of where the water lines lay in town. So they were just doing it blind and kept hitting stuff. So finally they called a dowser in and that made all the difference. They quit hitting all the water lines for one. But yeah, it's got practical uses still. It's not just for divination or anything like that. But we did kind of cover that as well. And we had crystals. We taught them how to use crystals as well to douse. And you can see one of the round things laying there on the table is one of the dowsing boards. It was a lot of fun. Everybody really enjoyed it. Got some really good feedback from it. And everyone got to take home a pair of dowsing rods and a crystal too. So
nice.
And they also got a little quick start guide that we sent with them too. Kind of show them
is that one of the sets of rods there in the red envelope on the table?
No, that's actually one of Stacy's personal sets. Oh, okay. The rods that are laying on the white thing, those are the rods that they got to take home with them.
About the same size.
Yeah, they were not a bad size.
Yeah, they were good copper rods. You don't need anything fancy when it comes to rods. Just,
Nope.
Copper is usually the best. Make sure they're straight. And make sure you're the only one that uses them. I can't stress that enough. Don't let somebody else use your rods. They will go haywire.
And Stacy actually has a couple of different sets. She has one set that does not like to ghost hunt. It likes to find things. And then she's got another one that prefers to ghost hunt and not find things. So she's learned to keep them separated.
And
They have
so that brings up
personalities.
something else. You
do.
train rods. So I always did better with my great-grandfather's dowsing rods than I did with new ones. But he had used them for 40 or 50 years. He located most of the water wells in Cali County back in the early days. They wouldn't drill a well unless he'd gone out and dowsed it. I always had better luck with his than I did mine. It was hanging up in my grandmother's cave house.
Oh, cool.
Because they were trained, I believe.
Yeah. And it's kind of a idiomotor thing too, where your mind knows what it's not telling you. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it kind of helps you along. So even though we're kind of separated from the earth more than people were even 200 years ago, we've still got that inside of us. We just can't access it as readily as people used to. And that's something they were playing with too. Some of them, you'll see a pair of shoes sitting there off to the side. They were trying different things. They were kicking their shoes off to see if, actually getting flat to the ground was helping any. And some of them did have better luck that way too. So it's kind of cool.
My aunt told me when she taught me how to do it that if you're having trouble, to take your shoes off. I never did because we had geese.
We used, it's probably a good idea. We do, all of us use copper rods now. But I had a great aunt that we called her out to witch a well at our house that we built in the country. And she just used a forked stick that was, I think it was like off of a fruit tree is what she preferred. And, she would walk along and it would dip down and she found our septic tank almost immediately, and so she handed them off to me to see if I wanted to try them, and it twisted in my hands and it scared me, to the point where I was like, I didn't want anything to do with them for a while. Yeah.
I've seen them pull the bark right off of the branch. Traditionally, a fresh willow branch is the best thing if you don't have copper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's cool that different things will work. And, there's dowsers that are so good, they don't even need equipment. They just use their hands. They feel the vibration in the palms of their hands when they get close to what they're looking for, which is really wild. So, it's there. It's just, it's just an aid to us to work with. So cool stuff. But it was fun. Yeah. We had a good time. Everybody enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have anybody in the class that did you have anyone in the class that had never done it and never seen it done? They're just curious and they were like,
three people that had never done it before.
Wow, that many.
Yeah. Chelsea was one. Yeah. Which she had always wanted to try, but had never done it. So, and if I'm correct, tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm counting your granddaughter in there too, Tony, that she had never done it before. And then there was a gentleman that hadn't either. So yeah, pretty cool. Fun stuff.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It was.
Hopefully we'll be able to, I don't know if we'll do the same one again next year or something different, or I don't know.
We could maybe do it not next year or the year after, do it again. Skip a year. Yeah, Tony said correct. Her granddaughter had never done it either.
I'd like to get to the point where we do several a day.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You guys are getting ambitious.
Yeah, that's a lot.
We are.
As long as we don't have to. As long as I'm not teaching them all, I'm good with it.
If it wasn't for the timing of it, I was actually going to jump in on there as well and take.
Really?
Yeah. I had been interested in it too, but I was a little busy.
Yes, you were. It was during your presentation or during your panel, wasn't it?
Yeah. So at the same time the workshop started is when Mark's panel started. He moderated this year. He did Hollywood versus reality. Does entertainment shape our belief in UFOs? And I'll have to have you talk on how well that went, because at that moment I always take a quick trip like twice a day to check in on the vendors and make sure everything's going okay. And Chris Bartell grabbed me and then talked my ear off for well over an hour. So I missed your panel.
So I actually have, Phil was talking about the panel with me today. He had been talking with one of the AIs, and I'll have to show you guys the printout of it. It's hilarious. But he had it create a image of the panel with Rabbit Hole Man and Squirrel Boy, since we were both there for the panel.
Is that what is down below? Do you want
That's
me to
what's
pull
down
that up?
below. Yeah.
Okay. That's
Oh, my
great.
Lord.
I see
So-
Enzo.
Next week we'll have to read that. It's hilarious. He named the AI Arnold, because of the Terminator.
That's hilarious.
So he and Arnold had quite the talk. Apparently, I'm guilty of, going down rabbit holes.
Squirrel.
Enabling. Yes. Hence the name Squirrel Boy.
That is
That's
great.
funny.
That looks
So-
awesome.
That's funny.
Too fun.
No, I think it went really well. I had lots of good questions at the end from the audience.
That was great. That was like one of the more audience participation things I saw during the day, where people
Yeah,
were
I
super
mean-
interested in it. But because I don't know if you said to this audience what the actual topic was, but
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was how Hollywood affects our perception of UFOs.
Yeah.
Which is a
that's
hot
something I
topic
feel.
right now.
I feel like that's something that everybody has thoughts on, because we've all seen, some kind of sci-fi movie or something like that over the
Yeah.
years. And there's been some really popular ones that have come out even just this year. So I feel people had a lot of questions or comments about it. So that was actually very good. The audience was very, very interactive at the end when we got to
The panel
audience.
had lots of good things to say, and the audience, the audience was fantastic.
Yeah.
They were the stars, really.
That's so
We had
cool.
a
I'm
good
sad I
audience
missed
all
it.
day.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I missed it because Chris snagged me up and he was telling me all sorts of stuff, and I actually
awesome.
lost track of time, and before I knew it, I was like, crap, I have to go. I've got stuff I need to get done.
Chris is a
So-
good source of missing time. You can certainly go down a rabbit hole with Chris.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
So after that panel, we had Russell Reynolds, Senior and Junior on for their presentation. They did Residential Hauntings and Demonology, which was the bane of Pam's existence.
Y'all. So I was live streaming for us all day, right? And I had already set up separate live streams for each one of the presentations and each one of the panels. And when the Reynolds came up, they started talking, and just a few minutes into it, I start getting notifications, hey, there's no audio. And I was like, what is happening? So I pull it up and I get a notification that my mics have disconnected. And I was like, what? I don't understand. So I'm going through it and I can't figure it out. So I restarted the stream, came back on, and it almost immediately did it again.
yeah, poltergeist
like-
activity, man.
Well, I was like, so I'm calling Mark. Hey, Mark, can you run over here and see what I'm missing something?
She was
And I
doing
thought,
everything right too.
Yeah, I was just like, it was crazy. So we completely shut the stream down, completely restarted the computer and everything, pulled back into it, and it did it again almost immediately. And I'm like, what the hell? So I did it one more time. I restarted the computer. I'm like, okay, this is it. If it doesn't work this time, we may not have live streams the rest of the day. So we did it again. I pulled it back up, and almost immediately, boom, it's off. And I'm like, I give up, and so I put an apology out, technical issues. So sorry. And just left it at that. They finished their presentation and everything. And we had a break, came back, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try, I rebooted the computer again. I was like, we'll try it one more time on the new one just to see. Smooth as silk, nothing.
Everything
no
worked fine.
issues. And it continued to work the rest of the day.
Yeah.
So
You were doing everything right. I don't know.
it,
Uh,
I didn't want to say, because they were like, oh, technical stuff happens every time we talk about this. There's always technical issues. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I can see that happen, and just kind of left it at that. But I really didn't want to say, hey, I think this is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, this can't be it.
A little concerned.
Yeah. I think it is. So last night, he's got his own podcast. The Russells have their own podcast, and they were talking about the con. So I hopped up onto the live chats just to, thank them for being there and just kind of hear what they had to say. And they were mentioning the fact that had happened, and that it happens to them all the time on their own podcast. And not 2 minutes later, one of the guests that they had on were like, what is it that you talk about that's causing this? And he's like, oh, it's the demonology and blah, blah, blah. And the minute he started talking about it, his started glitching and going off and on. And he was like, we're going to have to stop talking about it, because every time we talk about it, this is what happens. We just have to stop.
Yeah.
So I absolutely believe it probably has something to do with that. He did tell me he on purpose did not bring the haunted objects that they brought last year.
He apologized to me. Yeah, he apologized to me multiple times. The previous night when we had the shindig out at Phil's house with all the presenters, that he's like, yeah, we probably shouldn't have brought that stuff, because I'm convinced that had a lot to do with some of the technical issues and the culmination leading up to, the ceiling coming down and all that stuff.
Well, honestly, we always fight technical issues.
Yeah,
Well,
that's always going to be out there. But
There was
we had some quirky
on.
stuff last year.
Yeah. And it didn't help that like half of the speakers
see, we've got
had
one
spent
now.
the night at
Pam's
Sleeper
talking and
Mortuary.
I'm not hearing. Yep, no sound.
We can't
No
hear
sound.
you, Pam.
No, we're not kidding
No.
you. I can read your lips. That's it.
Yep. Uh-oh.
I know what you said.
It's okay. We'll let her fix it. We can keep talking here. Yeah, half the speakers last year ended up staying at Sleeper Mortuary the night beforehand. So, and we had all sorts of other shenanigans that were happening, and people were having horrible luck. Jim Gray had a bird strike on his windshield on the way down last year, and almost didn't make it. We had an entire vendor table was nearly knocked over by something no one could see, and they lost it was like $60 worth of equipment.
Oh my goodness.
No, you're not back, Pam. No. Okay.
There was
Okay. Go ahead. Go. She's
The curse
miming to
is
us.
real.
It's Pam mime. A
Pam
Pamamime.
A pantomime? There you go.
Oh, I'm so tired. Okay. Anywho. Yeah.
But there
all
were
sorts of
also
crazy.
people last year that had reports of like hearing their name called as soon as they walked into like the gymnasium area where all the stuff was, and they'd turn around and there'd be nobody there. For my presentation last year, like less than a minute beforehand, the screen that I had all my slides up on went blank right about the time when the ceiling caved in. And afterwards, there were some people that wanted to know, hey, what else were you going to talk about? I want to see some of these other slides. So I was just going to show people real fast as we were leaving the facility. And the battery on my laptop, which was fully charged when I walked in, when I started the presentation, should have lasted 3 to 4 hours, was like at 15%. When I started showing people a couple extra slides, and then like 3 to 5 minutes later, just chatting with people and stuff like that, it said it gave us like last 10% battery left, and then it just shut down, which has never happened since. It's like, so there was something wacky going on last year.
There was all sorts of crazy stuff going on. Paranormal activity. Plus, I don't think it helped at all that we had the protesters going on outside and
Negative
a lot
energy.
of negativity coming from them, which was causing negativity coming from the inside back out, towards it.
Right.
And I just think just all of it together just accumulated into a messed up day It was crazy. So glad it went so much better this year.
It went so much better this year.
No protesters this year. No haunted objects. No, I don't think anybody did any kind of investigation prior and then dragged something in on their shoe like last year. So,
not as far as I know. We had.
I have learned a lot about flash drives and video files in the last 2 years, though.
we have a couple of older televisions on display around the facility that haven't been updated to more current stuff, so we have to make older versions of MP4 files so that our little slideshow runs on them. And Mark,
I had to turn my MP4 into an MP4.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't work with the newer version. It has to be like an older version from years ago. But Mark figured that out. Actually, to be honest, pretty quickly. You were all over that and figured it out very fast. So.
Well, last year I kind of went through the same thing, except it was the flash drives, not the TVs, because so they've changed the file format for the flash drives, and we had to reformat them to the old file format so that they would work on those TVs.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're dealing with technology. So,
but
they do that on purpose. It's engineered obsolescence.
They're
trying to get them replaced. So I mean,
but Mark figured that out like at the last minute this year. As it always usually works out at the last second. It's like, hey, it works now. Don't touch it. Kind of a thing.
Don't look at it. Don't sneeze. Don't wiggle your nose.
Every year we get a different TV, it seems, to do all our displays on, and the remotes are all different, and we had to figure out the buttons on there, and we figured that out at the last minute the night before, how to actually work that.
So thank you once again to Bargain Center for sponsoring us and providing us with a giant screen TV with which
not as big as it was last year, but
no, the one last year I was afraid every time it moved, I was afraid it was going to go over. So I actually ordered the smaller size on purpose. I need to get some weights to attach to the bottom of that, so it's not so top heavy.
We can do that. I'd rather have the large screen TV and throw some weights down underneath or something. I like the bigger screen. Chris said Russell Jr. told me that they were almost in a fatal accident last year on the way home. I believe it. Last year was I'm not going to even say the words for it because
there was some bad mojo going around last year that we had to deal with.
It was I would be quite happy to forget last year. But I think we put it behind us.
After this year, I think you can, because this
year was, even with every challenge we had an answer for. The public was fantastic, and everything just went super well.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for our sponsors, or not sponsors, our volunteers from National Honor Society for their volunteer hours. They were fantastic.
We should tell everybody like the great news that they got. So Tori Westhoff, who runs the Sleeper Mortuary in Iola, I had earlier that day, we made little gift bags for the teens who were helping. Just a little thank you, because all they're getting is like credit, like credits for their hours spent there for college and honor society and stuff. And so we made them little gift bags as like a little thank you. And we happened to have 2 extra that we didn't need. So I thought it'd be fun for us to do some trivia and give them away. We did it a couple of years ago. Bargain Center gave us a whole bunch of little extras. And so I did like in between panels, I would be like, answer this trivia question. And if you got the right answer, you win this gift bag. So that's what we did. And I announced what we were doing with these gift bags, and Tori Westhoff from Sleeper Mortuary heard, and she came and told me, and she was like, I love the fact that that you're getting these younger kids involved with, ParaCons and the paranormal and all this other stuff. And she was like, I want to give them a free night stay at the Sleeper Mortuary, and chumming with what is it?
Chumming with the spirits.
Are in on it too, and they will teach them how to ghost hunt. So at the end of the day, I got to announce that to the kids who came in and volunteered, that they were all getting a free night's stay and VIP investigation with chumming. And they were flipping out. They were so excited. They actually went off to plan it with Tori before they even told their parents. And I was like, that's not how this works.
Well, I think most of them are 18 now. I mean, they're close.
Getting close.
Because they're seniors.
There was a couple of them that are just under at 17. So they still had to have somebody there with them. But yeah.
The questions, the trivia question they had to answer to get those extra prizes this year was very challenging. I felt there were, like last year, we had a lot of extra stuff to give away last year. So they were a little easier. I felt I knew all of them right off the top. But you said that first one this year. I have no idea what that is. But there were people running up there. I know it. Yeah.
I have the clipboard of doom with me.
There it is.
The trivia question was, what is the name of the anomalous ball light that floats around a 4 states border? Does anybody in the chats know the answer?
I know the answer.
I'm sure they all do. I'm sure they were all there that day.
Just bragging rights only, no prize involved. But it's that's super specific, and there were people that knew it, and they were running up as soon as they did it right away. I was impressed.
Yeah. So what I did was I asked the question, and I made sure that the kids at the raffle table had the answer, because they had to go to them to get their prize. So the thing with that question is there's actually 3 answers you could come up with. It's got 3 different names. It's the Joplin spook light, or the Hornet spook light, excuse me. And then the third one, no one could seem to answer. No one knew like the third name. So I ended up sneakily making that the question for the second gift bag. And people had to look the dang thing up. It's the Devil's Promenade.
People were Googling it to win.
Yeah. And which I thought was hilarious, because when I announced it the first time, and of course someone got it right away because it's a local legend. I was listing the names, and I came up to the third one. I said, does anybody know the third name? And no one knew it. And I was like, well, I'm not going to tell you. Go look it up, And so I basically laid it in front of them. Go do your research really quick. And if anybody had cared to do it, they would have automatically won the next trivia question. So that one's on them. Do your research, people.
Gotta be a good researcher.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. But that was super fun. So we did that. And then so we were supposed to have Heather Woodward in. She's from Arkansas, and she was going to do hauntings, thought forms, and the Pearl experiment, how we create the ghosts we chase. And this was going to be the big daddy. This is the one everybody wanted to see. I wanted to see it.
Me too.
Yeah. But unfortunately, Heather, the night before, her car broke down, and there was no way to get it into the shop until that next Monday. And she called just horribly upset that she couldn't make it. And like I said before, that's where we had put Christy Campbell, but then I had previously used her in the morning. So we were all kind of just scrambling, trying to come up with something to fill in that 50-minute time slot. And then finally I was just like, we have an entire gym full of podcasters all over the place, and who better to fill 50 minutes of time extraordinarily easily than a giant ass group of podcasters. So I just pulled up 1 or 2 from all the podcasts that were in the room, and
the gift for Gab was on display.
We had Amok, What If Tomorrow, Fringe, Bordertown Strange, the Russells one. Beyond Life. The Beyond Life podcast. That's what that one's called. Shaw's Paranormal Perspective. Who else? I feel like there was more on there than that. Anywho, we filled an entire panel with podcasters. And I don't know, what did you guys think? How do you think it went?
We definitely filled the time.
So,
and we got
I
some
was
decent
told-
questions from the audience. I mean, we had some good questions.
That's what I was going to say. Is the audience seemed to enjoy it. They were that's something. A panel like that, it's super interactive with the audience, which I think is fantastic. Pam's.
Can we?
Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yeah.
you.
We can hear you.
Yay!
I lost my camera and my soundboard. I'm running through my laptop camera, my webcam, and the speaker off of
Weird.
it right now. That's why I look weird, because I'm at an angle. But I can only see you on the big monitor.
Huh.
Weird. Well, we just started talking about the big impromptu panel we did with all of the podcasters.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we literally
Cool.
just
So
started
let
on that.
me-
What did you think of that?
The one with all the podcasters? I
Yeah.
thought it was great.
Yeah. I think
I
I
thought
think it was good. People were talking about how fun they thought that it was, cuz you kind of got the perspective of a podcaster, and good lord. I can't believe people want to talk to us, but there it is.
I mean,
Ginger
Right?
Horse in the chat has the comment that you should make that a regular part of the thing for next year.
I'm trying to see comments too, and I can't. There.
Yeah. Rick
Okay.
said that's the panel I enjoyed. And Ginger said, I think you should make that type of panel a regular part of next year's agenda.
People really did
Cool.
like that. There was
They
a lot
did
of
like it.
chatter afterwards that you saw, like out in the lobby, because that was always my perspective. Is when people would like go out and go to the bathroom or grab a snack or go outside to vape or whatever it is you would hear what all the little conversations were amongst the audience. Where people would be talking about what they just saw. And a lot of people had a lot of chit chat about seeing the kind of that other side a little bit of what podcasters have to deal with, and scheduling guests and trying to ask somebody questions maybe that they haven't had asked a million times before. Those kind of things, all those challenges he has as a podcaster. I felt like that was kind of a little more inclusive for the audience, where it's like, oh, okay, that's why they act this way or do this or ask these
Yeah.
questions, all that kind of stuff.
I thought it was funny was every time I would go to say something or chime in, everybody would look at each other like, "Where'd that? Oh, it's Pam," because I was over at the rescue table. I
Yeah.
wasn't up with the actual
Yeah.
panel.
Pam was on the panel via the sound video area.
Yeah.
So
I didn't
was
know she was
totally
going to be part of that because none of us knew that was even going to happen. Anyways, that's why I wanted her as part of like my thing to talk about that investigation that she was a part of. But to have just we like to include everybody.
Yes.
Pam was doing some lion's share of the online work there, or trying to as best she could. With the audio and everything else there, that because that was very last second with the audio stuff, so don't blame Pam for that. That was we're going to work on that for next year.
Yes, for sure.
this is
we have some
it's
ideas.
a learning process. It's
yeah,
a
really
we've
learning
got some good
process,
plans. So
especially when
We
you're
do.
running live.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was really good. My favorite question, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but my favorite question from the audience during that panel was the lady who asked if there was ever anything that was too weird that we wouldn't talk about. We were just like, everyone looked at each other. We were like, does that thing exist?
pretty much nope.
We
Yeah, that
pretty
was my
much talk
favorite.
about everything. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube
And that was-
limitations, I think, on some of that, but that's about it.
Yeah. I thought it was funny. I was a little nervous about trying to do that. I was afraid we were going to lose our audience, but it ended up just being kind of fun. In fact, Mike, my husband, who was running sound at the time, when I introduced it, he was like, "Who's going to moderate it?" And I was like, "I guess I am. I'm just going to hop on the panel and I'm going to moderate. So let's do this."
Why not?
That was interesting.
And honestly, I love that you included yourself in there, because you don't get any, notoriety in the past before, where you're always like running around, putting out fires and doing things a lot behind the scenes. So I loved that you were able to kind of jump in there yourself.
It was great.
Thank you. Yeah, I had fun. It's been so long since I've paneled at our own con. I think I did it the first year that we did it there.
I think that's the only
at
time,
the Rec Center. And that's the last time, because either that I was moderating, and then I think I moderated that next year, and then that year after that is when we all decided, why are we moderating our own panels? We have so many speakers coming that would be lovely to ask to moderate. But I haven't been behind a panel table in so long. I was like, this is kind of fun. Yeah, so it was fun. So that went really well. And then we moved on to our last thing of the day, which was panel Shadow People, Dark Masses, and other things that go bump in the night with Adrian Scalf. He was nice and moderated that one for us. And I actually don't know how this one went, because I was trying to finish up last minute things for the day for the raffles. So does anybody want to talk about it? Was anyone privy to it?
It went really well. Yeah, it went really well. I know there was a question that was asked from the audience about they wanted to reach out to a family member via some type of divination. And there was, Tina and Adrian were on the panel too. And Tina was very adamant. You don't want to do that, because you don't know who's going to answer, and they will tell you it's your loved one, and it may not be. And they, as anyone that has met Tina and Adrian and know their story, they have firsthand experience with that. And it got them in a very dark place for quite a few years before they were able to shake all of that. And so they're coming from a place of, we've been there, you don't want to do this, And so there was a little bit of back and forth on that, to the point where on our podcast last night on Amok, Tina came on with Adrian and was like, I wasn't upset. There were some people that thought maybe I was upset, but I wasn't. I'm passionate about this, because this stuff's real. And if you really want to mess around with it, you may not like what, happens to you. Yeah. So Rick said it went sideways and got a little touchy. Yeah, it did. She's just very passionate. I knew where she was coming from, because I know her story and Adrian's story. But yeah. But other than that, and it was really good. The back and forth was really good. The subject matter was good too. So yeah, it was interesting.
Adrian is really good.
He's a great moderator.
Yeah, he's great with that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. He is.
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't paying too much attention. I was trying to talk to many of the audience and vendors as possible to make sure that they had a good time.
Yeah. The end of the day is kind of hard on all of us. We're trying to do all the last minutes. And I'm in charge of the raffles, and we have to we always do something fun as a gift from Bordertown Paranormal to everyone who, showed up, because, feet in the door is where it's at. Right before the last panel or presentation of the day, we give everyone that's in the room at that time the opportunity to have one free raffle ticket to put into any raffle they want. And that always causes a
stampede,
landslide,
a bum rush,
pandemonium. Yeah.
Right. The poor kids who were working the table got worked hard at that time. And unfortunately, that was up at the time that I told them that they had been gifted the sleeper mortuary night stay. So they were excited and trying to get everybody's raffle tickets at the same time. And it also didn't help that all of the people who had been paneling or presenting took that opportunity to also get all of their tickets in. Did you guys see Ken and his boa of tickets?
Yeah, he had quite a few.
Did
Yes,
you
he
see
did.
Rick and Jackie's boa of tickets?
Yes, because they won
Hug.
like half of all the
cleaned up.
raffles.
Yeah.
They
They
did.
did.
Um,
They definitely bought their lion's share of tickets for him too. So
yeah. We have so many raffles now. We had to put some of them back. We didn't put out all the raffles this year. And it takes a crew of about 4 people an hour to draw all the raffles. Oh my Lord.
265 tickets. Wow.
that's
Why they won so many.
Yeah.
Congratulations, though, Rick. I'm glad you had a good time.
For
He
sure.
cleaned up.
Yes.
Yeah. It takes a crew of 4 an hour to get all of the raffles drawn, and then and we've been doing it so long now, I have to give thanks to my mom. Kudos to my mom for coming up with the system and how it's done. But she started making these. So what she
Nice.
does is
That was
puts
new this year.
Yeah. She put a sticker on we put out these little tubs that you can put your tickets in, and she puts a number on it, and that's the number of that particular raffle. And then she went and had the kids draw 3 in case the first one isn't a winner, because you have to be present to win. And sometimes people buy and then they decide they want to leave. So like this one is the metal Bigfoot wall art. In fact, that's one of the ones that the Lepleys donated to us. And then they draw
Big.
3
That
tickets.
was really big.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I have them all, and I can just sit there and call them out one at a time. And the kids had great fun. Did you guys notice them doing like the Vanna
Yeah.
White? It actually kind of reminded me of the old WWF ring girls that walked around with
Funny.
they were showing them off like Vanna.
That's
But
funny.
yeah, it takes an hour.
That
We
was very streamlined compared to
Yeah.
It
past
went very
years
smooth
doing it.
this year.
Yeah, very, very smooth.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We had 19 raffles this year.
Wow.
And
That's
like I said, we probably got 6 or 7 of them put back for next year.
I have 2
There's
boxes.
some really good stuff out there too.
Yes,
That-
there is.
That Chris Bartell photograph.
Oh,
whatever
that
you
was
call it.
gorgeous.
That was amazing.
Oh my gosh, do you
Yeah.
have yours nearby, Pam?
I do. Give me just a second. I'll go grab it.
Okay. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to talk about this while Pam's grabbing it. So if you guys were watching on the last show, we had Chris Bartell on talking about Skinwalker Ranch and all of his photography. And he does this photography. He calls it flip photography. He takes a one shot and then he doubles it and kind of puts it that way so it's together. They are the most amazing things. And we were like, how much do you sell them for? And he was like, oh, I've never printed them and sold them. And we were like, why not? You're insane. And he went ahead and made a small run of this one particular one that we really, really loved. And he ended up gifting me and Pam one each at the con. Pam just about cried.
I did cry after he left because when I was like, I'm going to cry, he got this panicked look like, oh God, don't cry.
Yeah. But he donated a larger version of what he gave Pam and I to the raffle. We're so appreciative. Yeah, there it
Look at
is.
that.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Because
so pretty.
that one's similar to the one that was given away. Not given away, but was part of the raffle, but it was much larger
Yeah.
and just beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
And he signed our copies too. So I was floored because I had pointed out that was my favorite out of what he had. And he's like, yeah, you really like this one and stuff. And I was just like, I'm going to cry. Oh
Yeah.
God, don't do that.
So, shocker, Jackie won the big one.
Yeah, shocker.
Hey.
So, yeah. I was just kind of going through here. Oh, oops. I popped back on again. There we go.
Oh, whoops.
So, of course, Jason Walker, like we said before, he donated one of his, The Gates of Hell and Demons That Protect It. It's actually a true story if you want to check that one out, by Jason Walker. I would pick that up. Alicia Smith gave us one of her signed books, The Mirror at Blackthorn Castle. Ginger had 2 that she gave us, a Cryptid Lover's Basket and a Cryptid Christmas set, and those went for really big. People were really interested in those. Another
Yay.
big one, I don't know if Sharon is still in the chats, but she donated an alien autopsy and cow
so
abduction.
I was jealous.
crocheted.
I wanted that one.
Fantastic.
The kids fought. The kids that were working the raffle table, they wanted it so badly. My mom said every time somebody put a ticket in that one, they would buy 2 more to go in on top of it to like negate. But it worked because they won it.
Yeah.
They did?
The kids won it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said she was going to put it in her dorm room.
It's so good.
Well, the good news is, go ahead.
Oh, it was just funny because, it's this knitted thing of the alien autopsy, and they have it laid out on this metal looking slab, like you would expect, and all the knitted internal organs and stuff like that. It's just very funny looking.
It had the pins like you used in biology class to pin open your frog.
So
Yeah.
fun.
Well, I have good news for everybody who didn't win it, because I have another set.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah. Along with some
Sweet.
Bigfoot house shoes that she made. They look like they belong to a Bigfoot, so pretty funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, those were donated by Sharon Mary. She was in the comments earlier. I don't know if she's still on here.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
she's still
there
here.
she is.
Those
Yay.
were awesome. Everybody
Yes.
loved them.
They were a huge hit, Sharon. Thank you so much for doing those up for us. Christy Campbell gave us a gift set, like a gift basket to give away. We did the Ghost Hunt for 2 at the Greg Theater. That one went for a lot. That one had a lot of tickets in it. And then, of course, we had our regulars, the Crystal Dowsing Kit, the Tarot Kit, the Seance Kit, Ghost Hunting Kit, Bigfoot Kit, UFO Kit. Those always do really well. We had a set from Robert Prevo left over last year. He gave us a fantastic signed art print and book and stickers and all sorts of stuff. And that one went for really well. We had left over from last year the Pat Fitzhugh Bell Witch set with his signed books and the Bell
So
Witches
cool.
or the Witch Bells.
Yes.
Of course, the photography by Chris Bartell went really well. And then our big one for the night, which wasn't a shocker, was the Ghost Hunt for 5 at the Fremont County Jail, which Tori
That was
Westhoff
amazing.
gifted us. So full of tickets.
oh wow! Is that
I don't know
popular?
who won it, but
I don't
Yay for
either.
them.
It was from Sydney. It's in Sydney, Iowa, so it's not relatively close to us. So it's really cool that it went for so many tickets, or got so many
Yeah.
tickets.
Yeah.
I think that was a lot of our fellow ghost hunters.
Oh, I'm sure.
I am
'cause that's-
sure that is exactly what happened, because I mean that brings up a good point. That's one of the main reasons we started the ParaCon, was to network with other people in the industry who did this. And so a large part of the people who show up are groups.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, I'm sure that it was all the ghost hunters.
And this year we
Yeah.
had Chumming with the Spirits come, which they are super nice. They were a
They're
lot of fun.
fun.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if my keychain's close by that they made me.
Oh,
Hold on a
those are
second.
so cool.
Mine's in my car.
I don't have mine close. Yeah, they made some really cool. They almost look like the old hotel keys
Yeah.
that are kind of a elongated diamond shape. Yeah, they're really
wow.
neat.
Yeah,
Didn't
that's
see
what
that.
they are, is the hotel key blanks,
Yes,
the tags.
they're very cool.
And you
Rick
can
said he
buy those
thinks the
now to run them
non-ghost.
run them through your laser. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It was really neat though. Yeah, I'm not sure. Rick said he thinks the non-ghost hunter won the stay at the Fremont jail. I don't know who did.
Wow, that's fun though.
I feel
Hope
like
they
one
have a
of the
great time.
ladies that came with Ken won the ghost hunt. Oh, could have been. Might have been Karen or Patty.
might have been.
Okay. So put on
Look
on
at
the side.
that.
Isn't it cute?
Yeah, it turned
And
out good.
then- Ooh,
Very cute.
yeah. And while I was out, I grabbed these.
Oh,
Those are
fantastic.
amazing.
Knitted
Absolutely.
I
feet.
love it.
Yeah.
Those are great.
So, like I said, we had too many this year. I have 2 huge boxes full of more raffles that we didn't get to this year. Because like I said, we had like 19 of them. Too many. You start getting too many in there, and then, you know, you're only going to make so much. It's just going to spread thin over more raffles. So next
Yeah.
year should be awesome on raffles too. I'm excited. Yeah. I love doing
So
the
much
raffles. They're fun.
Oh,
They are.
Everybody loves a raffle. It's
Yeah.
because I mean,
Yes.
this was like super fun. Everyone seemed to love this one, and it's one of those things where it is something that may or may not have occurred, and people don't take it necessarily 100% seriously, but it's fun, and
But it's a big
one of those things
part
that
of
people
pop
like.
culture. So I mean,
It really is. It really is. And to have something like that, because it was pretty large. I mean, it's like
yeah, it was good
It's good
size.
size.
Yeah.
2 foot by 1 foot kind of a little board that it was on. And people loved it. People were super excited about that one.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah. So
Jealous.
Right.
Yeah, raffles went really well. Concessions went decent. We sold quite a bit out of our little merch area, so that was good. I was really excited about. Did you guys see how many Bordertown ParaCon shirts walked in?
Yes.
Yes.
I was stoked.
So we
Yeah.
finally got that streamlined where people can have their shirts.
Yay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And I didn't tell you guys. So, well, I mean, I told you earlier. I ended up getting a great deal through one of my printers, and I got a front tablecloth made. I also had a photo
picture of it.
background made with our logo, but it didn't come in time. It came in that day. It was there when I got home.
Oh man.
But we'll have it for
Oh,
next year.
man.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and it comes with its stand, so we don't have to like hang it somewhere. We can put it wherever we want.
I want to see. Did I put it in there? Oh no, I didn't. Darn it. I thought I pulled a picture of that tablecloth because it's super cute.
Yeah, it turned out
I
really
did not.
nice.
But yeah,
Yeah,
you
it
can
came out
kind of
great.
see the crowd right there. You can tell it's obviously either at the very beginning or during one of the breaks. But yeah, we had a decent amount of people in there any given time.
Yeah. No, I think the day went really great, even with like the no-shows. I was a little disappointed. Many of our vendors didn't come; they just didn't show. So
We had 6 vendors no show, which was wild.
yeah, but
Wow.
that's okay because we are now in our means to process money back and forth very easily where we didn't before. So I believe this year, this next year, if you want to vend, you have to put a deposit down, which you will get returned to you.
Yes.
If you
Once you
show
show
up.
up.
If you do not, we will keep it. So
Yes.
I think that's just how we're going to have to.
Just a small deposit to.
I
Yeah.
think it's going to be not super small, but you know,
Probably about
yeah.
$25 or
I
something.
think that if we're going to keep vendors in, they have to have some money in the game.
I would agree. I think that would make a difference.
Yeah. What I want to do really quick, I was going to do this at the con, but we got so busy and everybody was everywhere. I couldn't get any of them in the same room at the same time. So I'm going to do it now. We have a new board this year, which made things so much easier.
Oh, yes.
all
It
of
was
us.
amazing.
However, it's a learning year because, I mean, they're all new to it too. So it was kind of baby steps and, you know, sometimes things got forgotten and other people stepped in, but we all got it done at the end. And I just wanted to give them a huge thank you. We made them little pins. Pam made pins with Bordertown board on it, and we threw some ribbons on them so they could be represented at the con, but we never got to like thank them publicly for it.
No.
Although I'm sure some of them probably wouldn't have enjoyed that. Some of them are kind of quiet. But I'm going to do it now, if that's okay with you guys.
That's fine with me.
Sure.
Is that
You
cool?
deserve the
Okay.
accolades. Yeah.
So besides our team, I'm not going to talk about our team because we've already been there and done that. I want to thank Chris Bannon, who is Mark's wife. She took over the brunt. She took over a large load off of me. She was this year in charge of the presenters and the panelists and the teams. She was also in charge of the sponsors along with Mark and the Friday night dinner that we put on. Her and Mark both took that on. It's a load. Just being the liaison between the speakers and the con is a lot. So kudos to Chris. Thank you so much. We want to thank Rachel Patton. She came in, and originally she was just kind of going to be a floater, kind of helping there and there. And then Alicia, who I'm going to talk about here in a minute, could not do everything that she needed to do because she had some family stuff going on. So Rachel just took it over, and she was the vendors liaison for the whole year. And she did a fantastic job.
She did an awesome job, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alicia Smith, who I just mentioned before, she continued. She was in charge of our whole vending area the day of. So she kind of took her cues from Rachel and then took over and made sure the vendors had everything that they needed and that they were placed where they were supposed to be and had their contracts and all other stuff. Stacy Huey, who has been a huge help in the past. She is now a board member. She was in charge of the concessions area, the venue setup, and she is in charge of all the volunteers, which she's done in the past. And she does a fantastic job.
And she
also
jumped in on
helped-
the dowsing class.
Yes, she helped teach
Yeah.
the dowsing class, so she's an all-star too.
Yeah.
Tony News, who I think might
I
still
think
be on the
she's
team.
in
She had to
may
leave.
not be.
She had to
Oh,
leave.
she had
She
to
had to
leave. I see.
leave. Okay.
Yeah, she had to leave.
She's been helping a lot too. She was the speaker liaison, so when the speakers and panelists came in the door, they were the face. She was the face that they saw, who got them their lanyards and made sure they knew where they were going and the green room and all that stuff. And she ran the entire speaker sign in, and then she was in charge of them for the rest of the day, which was so nice for me. If they had a question, I was like, go see Tony. So that was nice. And then Joan Oliver, and she was our floater, but she took up the slack everywhere. Anytime a little bit of something needed to be bought or this needed to be moved there or somebody needed to be told that, she was the lady who did it. And she ended up manning the merch booth for the entire day. So she did a great job.
She's always so happy.
She is. She's such a
She is.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
Alicia was
So-
really good. She was running back and forth, checking on all of us to make sure we had water and,
yeah.
you know, we had whatever we needed too. That was huge.
Yeah. And we so appreciate them because while it seems like we're a little manic, and we're a little manic from ParaCon.
Oh.
This is telling. I already told you guys that a couple of times Chris Bartell grabbed me and talked to me for so long that I lost track of time and only almost missed, like emceeing in panels and stuff like that. In the previous years, that would never have happened because he wouldn't have been able to catch me on my way through while my ass was on fire trying to figure out how to fix whatever needed to be fixed. So my feet weren't my feet were sore the next day, but not nearly as sore as they usually were because I actually had some time to sit down because I wasn't actively doing 80,000 things, or trying to find like Mark, who I just saw speed that way because something was going wrong with tech, or, you know, Enzo's flying that way because somebody needed something over here. Or have you seen Pam? Wouldn't know.
Ooh.
She's gone. She's got 1,000 things to do over there. That's usually how it is. And this year we all had our jobs and we all could just do what we needed to do. With a few questions from the board because they're new, but man, if we can manage to get them to stick around for a little bit longer, I think
next year will go
1,000%
smoother now that they've got a experience.
Yeah. For the first time being like this expanded board where people had other thing, taking it off of the plate of all the people you see here, that helped so much. And I feel like everything went so much smoother with that.
It did.
There wasn't a lot of, oh my God, what do I do?
No. See, I think that
was all resolved right away quick.
Especially like last year, the fun kind of got sucked out of it, you know, right. And this brought it back. So thank you to everybody, all our board members, for putting the joy back into ParaCon for us, because you did.
Yes. Yeah. And all the volunteers too, and the kids that came in to help.
Yes.
My mom got to enjoy the con for the first time this year. She got to like listen and chit chat, and she got to go out and get readings from Christy and stuff because the kids were there to help. Oh, cool. I was going to say, she is kind of gifting us something for next year. She is on the hunt right now to find really great holders for the tickets that will all match.
Oh, cool.
And be a decent size, so they're not all mismatched right now. If anybody came to the con, you'll see that like we've ran out of the containers like years ago. So every year when we get extras, we just grab whatever we can find. So there's like Folgers coffee cans and I think there's like a Jolly Rancher jug, and yeah, it whatever will hold a ticket. I think last year we had like 2 boxes because we just ran out of stuff. So we just found 2 small boxes and we chopped a hole in the top and made them to hold raffle tickets. We got
kitchen storage things once and just took a knife and carved a hole in the top. And I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. So she's on the hunt. She's going to donate all matching raffle containers. So I think it's probably more because she's embarrassed to have to deal with them. Here, let me draw out this Folgers can.
But it smells delightful.
I mean, right?
Too funny. Rick said he heard that we were the talk once again. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what that means.
Me either. Hopefully it's good.
I hope so too. I did like how we did the raffles this year. I had that idea for that U shape where you had to walk inside of it like a little store, and I think it worked out well.
It did. And if you guys are interested in seeing what the raffles actually looked like, before we really got going, I went in and did a really fast live on Facebook of just the raffles to show them off. So if you want to see what they look like, you can go check them out there.
Yeah. I think it came out really well.
I think it did too. And, you know, I do think it was, we had a lot of things in our favor. The board was huge. That was huge.
Yeah. Well, and that let us do more stuff this year.
It did. And it also freed Jess up to do more promotion on social media, which she was hitting hot and heavy. And I think that really helped. And I think the date might have had something to do with it. I think it was good. Yeah, I think there were a lot of things that worked in our favor.
Chelsea said the raffle prizes were fantastic. One day I'll win that chance to go to the Greg Theater with you all.
Yay!
You know, Chelsea, if you really want to go, you could just ask us. I don't think any of us would have a problem with you tagging along one night.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to make you wear the Mothman costume.
Maybe.
Although the Mothman costume is pretty epic.
It is pretty epic.
But she had a really good reason not to wear it this year. There's and forgive me, I forgot the name of the podcast, but she has a podcast that she really likes. And they had gifted her a t-shirt. So she was representing that podcast at the con this year.
Cool.
So that was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Too funny. So do we want to do, are you set to do notebooks tonight? Do we want to do them here shortly?
I could, I guess.
Or we could end early? I don't know. What do you want to do?
I don't know.
'Cause we-
What do you guys
we
want to
got
do?
a
Do you want
lot
to
of
end
time.
early? What do you want to do?
Oh, we do have a picture. We need to show a couple of pictures before we do
Okay.
end. So do you want to explain what this is, Jess?
I started doing this I think it was 2 years ago was the first time I did it. They always when anybody talked about the ParaCon, they always talked about Flying Jess and her infamous I just lost the name of it.
Your
Notebook of Death?
clipboard. Your clipboard.
Jim Gray is calling me. Hold on just a minute.
Oh,
Okay.
hi, Jim.
Tell him we said hi. So yes, this is her infamous clipboard. And she has everything so nice and neat on it. Looks fabulous. And that's what it looked like at the beginning of the ParaCon.
By
So
the
while
end
we're
of it,
waiting
it
on
was-
her to come back, I'm going to pull Chelsea's comment up because she said the name of the podcast is It's the Cryptid and Cold Ones. They're Michigan based, but maybe one they can get to join us all there. That would be fantastic.
Wouldn't
They
it?
sound really fun. She
Yeah.
said they're just a bunch of goofy guys that sit around and drink and talk about
I
cryptids.
resemble that remark.
Right? Sounds
Right?
great.
We've been known to imbibe a few while we were casting. Yep.
For sure. Oh, I'm going to drop this down so you can show off Chelsea's costume
Oh.
in the back.
Mothman right there.
Mothman. Check it
Monster.
out. So good. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it was great.
Fantastic. Those are great. I can drop it back down. There we go. Oh, Enzo, I didn't want to bring the bad juju. Oh.
We had a handle on the bad juju this year. I think we're okay.
We did. We had a plan and we didn't need to implement it. I saw what Rick said about that's who was talking about us. More power to him. It didn't seem to hurt us at all then, and it didn't hurt us this year either. So we continue to grow every year. So more power to him. Yeah, are we missing anything? Can you guys think of anything? What was your favorite part that really stood out? Either one of you?
I
The
mean,
crowd size was constant the entire day.
Yeah,
Because I was not expecting like the same number of people in every single panel, every single presentation, all of that stuff. There was always a great crowd sitting there anxiously waiting and with fantastic questions when you would get to the end.
and it's like they
Yes.
switched. And instead of leaving, they would be out in the other room doing stuff. And then when the panel switched, it's like the crowd flipped around. And so there was always something going on.
Yeah. It's really cool. Chelsea said hopefully next year she can perfect her newer jackalope outfit.
Can't wait to see it.
It's going to be fantastic. I know she
Talk
talked
about a
about
mythical
this, but
creature.
she'll probably be wearing it at the Ren Fairs too. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, I don't know what my favorite part was. Just everybody coming up and talking and getting to know some of the newer podcasters that I didn't know, like Chuman and those guys, and Chris being there. That was really cool. And the fact that we could help the Greg Theater again by offering the VIP tickets to sell for them. And I haven't told any of you guys yet, but we sold 10 tickets, so we'll be handing them $250. So
That's good. That's a good.
yeah, it'll help them out. for sure. And we did have the VIP ghost hunt afterwards. I think I was the only one that went to it.
I did not realize that was the night of the
Yeah.
ParaCon. I didn't understand that, I guess, going into it.
Yeah.
But or else I would have made different arrangements for myself to come and check it out myself. But it sounds like because you were there, Pam. How did that go?
It went really well. They had a hunt the night before, and someone had come through that had passed just a few months prior, and they were telling them they had communication with this person, and they identified themselves, and they were like, "Well, there'll be people back tomorrow night. Will you be here? Won't be here past Friday." And they were like, "Okay, it's oddly specific, you know." And so when we were there, they were telling us this story. And the person who had passed a few months ago was actually the grandson of the owner of the Greg Theater. And early the morning of the ParaCon, which is the same day we did the hunt there, the owner passed away.
Oh, no.
So we were like, because it was his grandson.
Mhm.
So was the grandson there to kind of be there for his grandpa? And that's why he couldn't be there Saturdays, because grandpa would have passed by then. So we did kind of reach out to the owner to see if we could contact him at all. And there was a couple of things that came through, but I don't know. It was, and it really did seem like it was him, the way the responses went, but we don't know if maybe everything was just so new, you know, or I don't know. We had some theories on it, but it was relatively quiet the night we were there. And Melody, which was there running the show while we were there. She's the lady that was running the booth at the ParaCon too. She kept apologizing. She's like, "I'm so sorry. You know, there's nothing happening, and you know, I feel so bad." And we're like, "This is
you can't expect it to be busy. That's how it is."
Yeah. And she was like, "I feel like we should be doing, you know, something should be happening. We should be doing these things." And we're like, this is the game. This is it. It's a lot of hurry up and wait, you know.
Yep.
You have long stretches
it's like,
of not a lot, and then short bursts.
It's like going hunting or fishing. There's going to be times where you're just kind of sitting around, and then everything all happens all at once.
Yes. Usually when you least expect it too.
Chelsea's
Let's
got
see
a
what
nice
Chelsea
comment.
say. She said, "I was so excited my husband was able to come with me this year. He loved it. I also had a couple of friends who made it, and the timing was perfect. It's like y'all held the ParaCon for my birthday. Yay!"
Yay.
Yay.
That's what we did. That was it.
That was the plan all
You're
along.
welcome.
So Jim says, "Hi, everybody." He's
Oh.
so sorry he interrupted our
Hi, Jim.
podcast.
That was fine. I've always got time for Jim.
I'm
Yeah.
just going to say it. So the weekend of the Central Kansas ParaCon that we're going to in September, me and Enzo are going to leave out for a while on one day and grab Chris Bartell, and we're going to go petroglyphing with Jim.
Nice.
It's
And he was
exciting.
calling to let us know that it'd have to be Friday or Saturday because he has a wedding to go to on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
I
Very
told
cool.
him I would get in touch with Chris. I'm sure Friday or Saturday would be fine. And
Yes.
he said to tell everybody listening, he says, "Hi."
Yay.
He was
Jim
like,
was great.
"It's Wednesday night."
That's great. I wish I was more mobile. I can't ever tell if I'm going to have whether I'm even going to be able to walk.
Yeah. I'm out for stuff like that for the foreseeable future, at least. So
Last time we went over there, I was so boogered up that day I couldn't hardly walk. Now the next day I wasn't too bad, but man, you just can't ever tell.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I told you guys I spent so much time talking to Chris. He didn't know about the intaglio by a Geneseo either. He knew about
Really?
the couple of them that were supposed to be over by that lake, you know, that kind of got covered up over time. And I
Yeah.
kept saying the intaglio, and he goes, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "The intaglio by Geneseo." And he goes, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, the snake with the egg in its mouth." And he was like, "What?" So I showed him, and he was like, "No way." And he was like, "Where is it?" So I showed him on the map, and I told him the story about how we accidentally drove past it. And he was like, no way. How do I not know about this? So,
That's what we said.
Yeah, we've
That's
made a new
exactly what
friend.
we said. We talked about it the whole way home. Was like,
We did.
where the hell have we been our whole life?
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Okay,
We dropped this down.
The clipboard I was talking about. So a couple of
There's
years
the
ago,
intaglio.
there it is. Yeah, it's not this bright. They filled it with like lime.
Yeah.
they
To
built with
make it
lime back in the
visible.
80s when they were investigating it. But you can see like there's a old Ford truck there, and you can see a person standing near the mouth. So it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's not small.
Yeah. And actually, if you get up on Google Earth, you can see it. It's
Yeah.
faint, but it's there
faint,
if you
but
know
it's
what you're
there.
looking for. Yeah.
Yep. And Jim has a theory about the tail on that. See the bulbous tail on it. Is that? Yeah. Do you want to talk about that real quick, Enzo?
Well, Jim has a theory that you see the large bulbous tail here. He seems to think that it may be that this is representative of like a rattlesnake, because there were several tribes up towards the Salina area of Kansas that basically had domesticated rattlesnakes running around their camp, around their, that they were almost like pets running around, and that was part of their mythology that that these snakes would you could kind of domesticate them, I guess, is basically how it goes.
Well, I can
Which
see
none
why
of
you
us
would
would even
domesticate
attempt
them.
that.
They're delicious.
Tastes like chicken. Yeah, sure.
Oh my
A
gosh,
little bit,
that's
a little
funny.
kind of fishy. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad.
I'll take your word for that. Okay, so we
Ew.
talked about your before on your.
Oh,
your
yes.
thing.
Yeah, so a few years ago, this became a thing. I always have my clipboard with me. It's how we get the whole day done. I'm making sure that people are getting on, getting off, that because they all have like little mini bios. When we announce somebody to a panel, I want to make sure that people know who they are. So, for instance, if I was pulling Enzo up on a panel, I would say, Enzo, retired Air Force, Bordertown Paranormal, podcast personality, and sometimes I throw on fashion icon.
Yeah.
But all of this stuff, and like I have to write notes to myself, like, they want something said about the raffles before the next thing comes in, or I need to remind them that the food truck is now open, or workshop is getting ready to happen, or don't forget to go get your tickets for this, or whatever. So they all go into that infamous clipboard. So this is it, looking all nice. It has everything in it I know I'm going to need for the day, all my little listings and things like that. And then by the end of the day, it looks something like like that. See, it just fell apart. You can see
What I
it,
like about the picture,
it's in
is the fact-
pieces.
there's like a coffee stain or something underneath it too, which is just kind of
Yeah.
perfect.
I actually took that. So right after we got done with the raffles and I said my closing, I always say a little closer to end out the day and send everybody off on their way. I literally threw it down on the table there with Mike with all the sound, because that's what I had just announced. And I put the microphone down and I set it down and I pulled my phone out and took a picture of it because it was the end of the day. Click. Yeah. So
That's awesome.
that's what happens. It's just a lot. I was actually telling Chris this. I was like, my clipboard actually looks far better this year than it usually does.
I was about to say it's organized chaos. It looked great this year.
It's not nearly as bad because I wasn't juggling so much. But I was telling Chris about our first big year at the rec center when we went full out with all the different panels and stuff like that. And I didn't know to bring scrap paper because I'd never done it before. And if I recall, like nobody decided somebody was going to be the MC. It just kind of was like, who's going to introduce this stuff? And I was like, I guess I will. And then it just kind of went to me. And I filled up every margin, every little clear piece of paper that I had front and back, and I ran out, and I ended up writing the like last 2 panels worth of notes on my arm. I was reading off my arm because there was no more paper left in that whole building.
She's in there giving herself tattoos. And
I was writing notes on my arm, and I told him, I was like, I read notes off my arm for the last couple panels that first big year.
It's so great.
I was remembering though, I think I was talking to Tony about it. The end of that first big year, we all were frantic and trying not to let things fall apart, and none of us knew what we were doing.
No clue.
And it was insane. And we got down to the end of the day, and then it was clean because we had to be out of the building. And we finally got the last little bit of it cleaned up, and we were all just kind of standing around making sure everything had gotten done. And we all just laughed and cried at the same time because we were like, oh my God, we did it.
yeah,
Can you believe it? We did it.
we pulled it off.
It didn't fall apart. People showed up.
People showed up and had fun.
And it gets a little bit bigger every year.
It does. It's really been on just a steady incline. So that thrills me to pieces. Even last year, we saw an increase from the year before, which if any year was not going to have it, it would have been last year. So, yay.
Yeah.
And you're doing such a good job that it was a few years ago that Jim from Geneseo came down just as a visit, and his first question was like, how do you do all of this? How do I make my thing better by copying you, kind of a thing? It's like all that stuff. And he utilized a lot of the advice you gave him, and now the Geneseo thing's way bigger. It's like exponentially bigger than it was like just 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, and they're in a really good spot too, because they are so close to, so many places there.
They are.
It's just cool. UFOs are cool.
UFOs are cool.
I'm just glad
still
that
waiting.
we could offer our help a little bit.
Yes, for sure.
And he generously lets us come up every year, and we put on little panels and talks and stuff, and I think it's so much fun.
It
is.
I love it. I love going up there. We had such a good time this year. So
Plus, we get to hang
my
out with
favorite
Jim.
part about my favorite part about that is it's very almost one-on-one personable with the crowd, because they bring their own lawn chairs, we bring our own lawn chairs. Sometimes we'll forego the official tables with the microphones on it and just sit right in front of everybody and just talk to them almost one-on-one. And you get those personal one-on-one question answer kind of periods at the very end, which I absolutely love. And people asking just genuine questions like, how does this work? What does this mean? All of that stuff. And we do our best to try and answer it, but people love it. It is a lot of fun up there in Geneseo.
This year was great because we had people where we were positioned. It was out with the vendors, and we had so many people come up and just actually chit chat and tell us stuff that we didn't know, or we were just floored because we were getting people that were like, yeah, we come every year just to hear you guys. And we were like, what?
Yeah. Like, I've only done it a few times. Okay. Yeah.
And that's how we
That's
ran into
pretty
Chris
neat.
Bartell.
It is.
He was like, hey, I know you. You're one of the strange girls.
you guys need shirts. Strange Girl 1, Strange Girl 2.
Yeah.
We do. That'd be funny.
Try not to fangirl because he knew who we were and watched our show. Which
Yeah,
was
she came over.
reiterated-
She was literally doing that. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God!
Which was reiterated when he did our show 2 weeks ago. While we were backstage, we always, when we have a guest come in, you sit them down and be like, have you used StreamYard before? If you need a break, this is what we do. This is how long we go. This is how our show is set up, so you know what to expect. And Pam started to say something about that, and he was like, oh no, I've seen your show plenty of times. I know how it goes.
We were both like,
Yeah, we were like, play
watched
it cool, play it cool.
Be cool, man. Be cool.
Be cool,
be cool. I can't be.
Yeah, he was
cool.
great.
Y'all know
He
me.
sat in on one of the first panels, the cryptid panel, And it was funny because he introduced himself when he jumped in to say something, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm Chris Bartel. I'm Skinwalker Ranch." And you saw a bunch of eyes in the audience go, "What? He's that guy?" So our fan base in the crowd was like, "What?"
Yeah, and a little heads up, a little FYI about next year. He's gonna do a full presentation on Skinwalker.
Ooh.
That is so cool. So excited.
He totally is. Yeah. So there you go. Everybody listening, you have to be at the con next year if you want to watch the Skinwalker Ranch presentation. He's definitely getting longer than 50 minutes. So
yeah, for sure.
That's why I was saying I think we need to spread our presentations out a little bit longer, shorten the panels a little bit maybe. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yay. Well, we managed to fill up the whole 2 hours with ParaCon.
We did.
Which is perfectly fine. I could use a break from notebooks for just a little bit. So,
yep.
Is there anything else we want to talk about before I take us out of here for the night?
No, I'm good.
We're good.
No,
Nothing. Do we know what we're doing next on the next show?
we do not. I was looking at it today, and it's a big blank. So
Oh, cool.
Don't worry.
It's a
I've got
mystery.
you covered on the Fringe because we're going to be doing more of this.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. The Fringe is going to be back on next Monday.
We're coming back
That's
from
right.
the Fringe. We're going to do a summer recap. We're going to talk a little bit about what we've
Nice.
done this summer and about what we're going to do for the rest of the summer, early fall, and possibly ask folks if they've got something they would like us to do.
Cool. Good idea.
So,
Speaking of, I did update just today our website. There's a tab for engagements, and I was adding in the new ones that we were going to be at. And I went ahead and I was like, we've had other things going on too. So Enzo, I added in that you had gone to Contact in the Desert, and I put a link to your YouTube video with the UAP
Oh, thank you.
thing. Yeah, it's on there now. And then I put that I was in NOLA with Shaw a few weeks ago, and representing Bordertown and What If Tomorrow on the Fringe and everything, and how good it went. That was phenomenal, by the way. You guys.
by the way, Enzo, if you'll be on Monday, that I would appreciate that.
I will be there.
All right.
Look at him. Yeah, he gives you more than 5 minutes notice. Yay!
Congratulations.
I don't
And I did-
mind.
Go
You
ahead.
girls are my sisters. You can do whatever you want.
Yay!
You're just flaky. It's okay.
I did add in that you guys were going to be at Phenomicon too, coming up. That you were going to meet Chris out there and do that. I'm putting in Hopkinsville because I'll be there weekend after next with Shauna again, representing all of our stuff. So yeah, we've got like 8 big things that have happened this year that we've represented at, or we've had 4 of them already now. So we have 4 more coming up to represent at this year, which is crazy.
Cool.
Super stoked.
All right.
Can't wait.
Okay. Well, then, everybody at home, maybe Pam and I would hope we do. We need to come up with a topic for the next show before the show on Monday. So if you want to hear what we're doing on our next show, pop in on Monday at 7 p.m. over on the Fringe, and we'll chit chat on there, and hopefully we'll be able to give you a topic by then. So
Sure.
if we're not completely flaked out, ParaCon brain. Sorry. Yeah.
There's just so much happening all at the same time.
So much happening. We have so much going on. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and get us out of here because it's about time. Thank you to the guys for popping in so last second, literally. We appreciate it so much.
You.
Yes. And thank you to everybody who came to the con this last weekend, everybody who volunteered, the board. Even if you couldn't make it and maybe you just watched on the lives or you just hang out with us and listen to us blather on about it, thank you so much. Yeah.
We appreciate everybody that listens to us blather.
Yeah. So catch us live every other Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central. And like I said, catch the Fringe, and maybe we can give you a topic by then. I'm not making any promises though. Yeah. Give us a like and share, thumbs up, hit that bell, subscribe, and all that jazz if you haven't yet. And keep it weird, keep it strange, and remember, it's all connected. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good